Welcome to AffairsCloud. My name is Vikas Rana. We are one-stop solution for current affairs. You can find our Crack Current Affairs course on our app exclusively for current affairs, where you will be getting daily, weekly, monthly current affairs on regular basis. Use the code VIKAS10 to get additional 10% discount while purchasing the course. This video has both English and Hindi. The first part is English and second part is Hindi. Timestamps are mentioned in the description. For any queries, you can contact us on the number and the mail provided. Also, follow us on Telegram and Instagram link provided in the description. We have started a new initiative that will help the aspirants to revise the current affairs through options. The options selected here are of utmost importance. They will help you to revise current affairs of the past 4 months. This will boost your memory through mind mapping. Complete option revision is available on our daily current affairs quiz in our AffairsCloud application. This method of option revision will be very beneficial for all the aspirants for competitive exams. Also students, this is our homework section's free subscription contest. Follow the procedure and win full 1 year AffairsCloud current affairs subscription. Also students, we have launched a new initiative, handwritten notes, that is available in our daily current affairs content PDF. The below image here is a sample for that. Here we are aiming to cover 15 plus current affair questions in upcoming bank exams from handwritten notes. This is the ultimate tool for beginners. The handwritten notes, it is meticulously designed to guide beginners in capturing the important points from news and to enlighten. And you can find these handwritten note in our daily current affairs content that is available on our AffairsCloud mobile banking application as well as on our website AffairsCloud.in. Hello everyone. So in this video we will be discussing important current affairs for the second week of the June month. Session will be quite interesting, so stay tuned till the end. The first question is, which ministry has recently signed an MOU with Central Tuberculosis Division of the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare for collaborative action towards the elimination of TB in India by 2025. So the government of India's target to eliminate TB from India is the year 2025. Question asked here is that which ministry recently signed an MOU with Central Tuberculosis Division. So which is that ministry? It is Ministry of Mines, right? They have recently signed this MOU with Central TB Division of the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare for the elimination of tuberculosis and working towards it by 2025. Next, India participated in the inaugural Indo-Pacific Economic Framework for Prosperity Clean Economy Investment Forum that was held in Dash from 5th to 6th of June. So this IPEF, that is Indo-Pacific Economic Framework for Prosperity Clean Economy Investment Forum, was held where? It was held in Singapore. Where was this held? It was held in Singapore. Right, it was from 5th to 6th of June. Here, who was the Indian delegation who led India in this forum? So Sunil Barthwal. Sunil Barthwal is the name of the person. He is the secretary of the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, and he led the Indian delegation in the inaugural edition, that means the first ever edition of the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework for Prosperity Clean Energy Investment Forum that was held in Singapore. Then this IPEF, this was launched in Tokyo, Japan by the USA, and the first edition was held in Singapore. Next, apart from this, if we are talking about India here, remember the 4th edition of SCO, Shanghai Cooperation Organization Startup Forum, was held on 19th of March in New Delhi. And then if we talk about Netherlands here, remember 26th edition of World Energy Congress was held in Netherlands. It was from 22 to 25th of April under the theme that is redesigning energy for people and planet. Next, which organization published their 2024 child nutrition report titled Child Food Poverty, Nutrition Deprivation in Early Childhood, stating that globally 1 in 4 children, around 181 million children under the 5 years of age, are living in severe child poverty in early childhood. So which organization published its 2024 child nutrition report? It was published by United Nations Children's Fund, that is UNICEF. Right? They have published this report and they stated that 1 in every 4 that amounts to around 181 million children under the age of 5 are living in child food or severe food poverty, and multiple, or we can say almost 50% of these children are likely to face wasting is basically a form of malnutrition only. Then if we talk about World Health Organization, they have recently released a report on hepatitis that states that hepatitis in the low and middle income countries are increasing, and we should form an alliance where we will be working towards eliminating hepatitis. Then apart from this, if we talk about United Nations Global E-Waste Monitor, that is your GEM, Global E-Waste Monitor. This was launched, and this report stated that the global electronic waste, that is your e-waste, is rising 5 times faster than that is documented e-waste recycling process. That means the amount of waste that is being generated is 5 times more than the waste that can be recycled. And here we are talking about electronic waste, that includes your mobile phones, your laptops, your all electronic devices. Next, according to the United Nations assessment report titled A World of the Debt 2024, a growing burden to global prosperity, global public debt, both domestic and external borrowing by the government, it has reached dash in 2023. So, according to UN, the global debt, both domestic and external borrowing, has reached $97 trillion. That is a significantly high amount, right? Developing countries, they account for 30% of the total global debt, with their debt growing at the rate doubling that of the developed nation, right? Next, apart from this, remember 3.3 billion people live in countries where the interest payments exceeded their education or health spending. Even USA, they have printed so much money, they have taken so much loan, that means their interest payment now is more than their defense budget. We know that USA spends heavily on defense, but now their interest payment has exceeded their defense budget. So this is a thing that people should be worrying about. Next, which organization released the global annual to decadal climate update 24 to 28 report, stating that an 80% chance of the average global temperature temporarily exceeding 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels for an at least one of the next 5 years, that is 2024 to 2028. So this report released by World Meteorological Organization, WMO, and there is an 86% chance that of at least one of the years stating a new temperature records in the coming years between 2024 to 2028, and there is a high chance that here the temperature will be exceeding by 1.5 degrees Celsius. That means in India we can see as we know that as of now the temperature in India is very high. People are facing severe heat waves, because of which we are seeing that a report was also released that stated that India will be losing around 30% of the daily working hours because of the severe rise in temperature, and this will continue from 2024 to 2028. Next, which country has recently become the 42nd country to sign the NASA's Artemis Accord? What is this Artemis Accord? Artemis Accord is basically for the peaceful exploration of space, right? And this was of NASA, and here recently it is 42nd country that has signed this Artemis Accord. And which is that country? It is Slovakia. Slovakia became the 42nd country to join the Artemis Accord. If we talk about Sweden, Sweden was the 38th country to join the Artemis Accord. Then if we are talking about Denmark, remember Denmark has secured the top position in the Corruption Perception Index of 2023. This is released by Transparency International. And what was the rank of India here in this Corruption Perception Index? India was ranked 93rd. Next, India, South Korea, Japan, USA and European Union, they have launched an alliance to put joint efforts to build a resilient supply chain in the dash sector. So these are countries, that is India, South Korea, Japan and USA and European Union, they have launched an alliance to put a joint efforts to build a resilient supply chain in the biopharmaceutical sector. Right? Take a note of this. Important. Then if we talk about hydrocarbon here, remember it is our India and Guyana country. These two countries have recently signed an MOU on the cooperation in the hydrocarbon sector. Next, next is who has recently became the first person to spend 1000 cumulative days in space. So Oleg Dmitrievich Kononenko, he became the first person to spend 1000 cumulative days in space. He is currently working at International Space Station, and his current trip to the International Space Station began on 15th of September 2023. And then remember on 23rd of September 2024 he will be returning back to the earth, and when he will be returning he would have spent 1110 days in space, and now he has become the first person in space to spend a cumulative of 1000 days. Then if we talk about Valentina Tereshkova, she is from Russia and she became the first woman to orbit Earth in 1963. Next is which organization has recently introduced a framework for financial disincentives for surveillance related lapses for market infrastructure institutions in case of surveillance related lapses in the stock market, right? So we can say because of the insider trading, right, we are seeing that. Then if there is a lapse of any information because of which any equity or any share is impacted, or we are seeing any trend that should not be there in that particular stock, if that is continuing, then that should be checked, right? These insider traders should be checked. These things should not be allowed because these are not the legal practices. So which organization has introduced a framework for this financial disincentives for the surveillance related lapses? It is SEBI, Securities Exchange and Exchange Board of India. They have introduced this new framework. This framework has a provision to impose a penalty on market infrastructure institutions from 1 lakh rupees to 1 crore rupees for each instance of surveillance related lapse during the financial year. And this framework will come into effect from 1st of July 2024. And once these MIs, when they are imposed a penalty, these penalties should be deposited within the 15 days, and this penalty will be deposited to Investor Protection and Education Fund of SEBI. Next, which fintech platform has recently partnered with PickMe to enable UPI based payments for the Indian travelers in Sri Lanka? It is PhonePe, right? They partnered with this PickMe. First thing. Second, remember they have also partnered with Lanka Pay in order to establish UPI payments for the Indian travelers in Sri Lanka. So remember both of them. Next, who has been recently appointed as the MD and Chief Executive Officer of PNB MetLife India Insurance Company Limited with effect from 1st of July 2024. So, who is that person? Sameer Bansal. Correct. He has been appointed as MD and CEO of PNB MetLife India Insurance Company Limited with effect from 1st of July. He will be succeeding whom? He will be succeeding Ashish Srivastava. Right. He has been serving as MD for New York based MetLife Incorporation. Correct. Then if here we talk about Sanjeev Nautiyal, remember RBI has approved the appointment of Sanjeev Nautiyal as MD and Chief Executive Officer of Ujjivan Small Finance Bank for the next 3 years. Next is name the new satellite mission that is set to be launched in 2025 by ISRO with collaboration with France CNES. So what is the name of that mission? It is Trishna, right? It is ISRO and CNES. They together will be launching this. This will be launched in 2025. What does Trishna here stands for? Thermal Infrared Imaging Satellite for High Resolution Natural Resource Assessment. This will be an Earth monitoring satellite. This will be monitoring the Earth's surface temperature and how the climate change is impacting our temperatures or what are the changes because of it. right? So Trishna will be doing this, and this is a collaboration between ISRO and CNES. ISRO is of India and CNES is of France, and this will be launched in 2025. Then if we talk about PACE, PACE is your plankton, aerosol, cloud and ecosystem. This is also an Earth observation satellite, correct? And it is of NASA. Next is name the Indian footballer who announced his retirement from international football after a FIFA World Cup qualifier match against Kuwait on 6th of June 2024. So Sunil Chhetri, he is a very famous Indian footballer and he has announced his retirement from international football after a FIFA World Cup qualifier match against Kuwait. And remember, if we talk about Raghuram Iyer here, Raghuram Iyer appointed as the Chief Executive Officer of Indian Olympic Association. Next is which of the following has become the top Indian port in the World Bank's Container Port Performance Index with 19th position in the ranking. So it is Visakhapatnam Container Terminal Private Limited in Andhra Pradesh. It has become the top Indian port in the World Bank's Containers Port Performance Index, and globally it was ranked at the 9th position, but among the Indian ports it secured the top position. If we talk about Mundra Port here, Mundra Port, it secured 27th position here. Next, as per the RBI's second bi-monthly monetary policy of the financial year 25, India's real GDP growth projection was -% for FY25. So according to RBI's second bi-monthly monetary policy, India's GDP is expected to grow by 7.2% in FY25. If we talk about policy repo rate, it is 6.5%. If we are talking about fixed reserve repo rate, it is 3.35%. Standing deposit facility rate 6.25%. Marginal standing facility rate 6.75%. Bank rate at 6.75%. Cash reserve ratio at 4.5%. And statutory liquidity ratio 18%. Next, which organization has mandated the Know Your Client registration agencies to update their customers' KYC information on the Central KYC Records Registry? So it is SEBI, Securities and Exchange Board of India. They have recently mandated the KYC registration to update the customers' KYC information on a Central KYC Record Registry. Next, name the former Cameroon Prime Minister who was elected as the President of the 79th session of United Nations General Assembly. So Philemon Yang. He is the former Cameroon Prime Minister and he was elected as the President of the 79th session of the United Nations General Assembly. He will be succeeding whom? He will be succeeding Ambassador Dennis Francis of Trinidad and Tobago. Next, who has recently assumed the charge of the additional charge of the Director General of Employee State Insurance Corporation, that is ESIC. So recently he is Kamal Kishore Son, right? He has assumed the additional charge of the Director General of ESIC. Then if we talk about Vivek Kumar Gupta here, he is a 1988 batch Indian Railway Service of Engineers officer and he took charge as the Managing Director of NHSRCL. Next, who won the Norway Chess 2024 title by defeating Grandmaster Fabiano Caruana of USA, held from 27th of May to 7th of June in 2024 in Norway. So Magnus Carlsen, he is the world's #1 chess player and he has won the Norway Chess 2024. Magnus Carlsen, he is also from Norway. Then Hikaru Nakamura of USA, he secured the second position here. Next, who has won the F1 Canadian Grand Prix 2024 title? So F1 Canadian Grand Prix title was won by Max Verstappen, right? He drives for Red Bull. He's a Belgian Dutch driver and this is Max Verstappen's 6th F1 victory. Correct. Apart from this, if we talk about Lando Norris, he won the first F1 race of his career, securing the first position. Correct. This is for the first time he secured the first position in the Miami Open or Miami Grand Prix. Next, in June, Cherukuri Ramoji Rao, the chairman of Ramoji Group, has recently passed away. He was awarded with Padma Vibhushan in 2016, and this is for his contribution to journalism, literature, and education. Next, in June, Center has retained the interest rate on General Provident Fund Saving, that is GPF, at -% for the April to June quarter of 2024. So it is 7.1% for the GPF savings, and Center has retained this data. And this marks the 17th successive quarter that the rate paid out on government employees' retirement saving has been left unchanged. Next, William Andreas, the former astronaut who took the iconic Earthrise photo showing the planet as a shadowed blue marble from space, recently passed away. In which year did he capture the photo? It was 1968 that this photo was captured. Right? Next, in June, Narendra Modi was sworn in as the Prime Minister of India for the third consecutive term after the BJP-led NDA got the majority in the 18th Lok Sabha election. So this was the 18th Lok Sabha election for Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This will be the third consecutive election or third consecutive Prime Minister he will be of India. And apart from this, remember, if we are talking about PM Modi or to the Prime Minister post, who presides over the oath of Prime Minister. So it is presided over by President. And for Chief Minister, the oath of Chief Minister is presided over by whom? It is presided over by Governor of that state. Next, who has recently become Indian Navy's first women helicopter pilot? So who has become Indian Navy's first women helicopter pilot? Right option is Anamika B. Rajiv. Right? She became the first women helicopter pilot in the Indian Navy. And now she will be getting to fly various helicopters such as your Advanced Light Helicopter, right, Dhruv, so on. Next, which of the following companies is not featured in the World Economic Forum's Technology Pioneers 2024 list? So it is Zerodha. Zerodha is among the companies that is not featured in the World Economic Forum's Technology Pioneers 2024 list. Right? Next, remember Zerodha, they have also recently launched India's first growth liquid ETF, that is Zerodha Nifty 1D rate liquid ETF that will offer a growth NAV value. Next, who has been recently named as the ENY World Entrepreneur of the Year 2024? So, Valian Subbiah. I repeat, Valian Subbiah has been named as the ENY Entrepreneur of the Year 2024. This was at a award ceremony that was held in Monaco. And Valian, he was selected from among nearly 5,000 program participants. And then he was honored with this ENY World Entrepreneur of the Year 2024. If we talk about Mukesh Ambani here, according to 2024 Hurun Global Rich List, Mukesh Ambani, the chairman and managing director of Reliance Industries Limited, has been ranked as the world's 10th richest person with a total net worth of $115 billion. Next, who has recently sworn in as the new Chief Minister of Sikkim? So, Prem Singh Tamang. He has been sworn in as the new Chief Minister of Sikkim State. Correct? And this will be his second consecutive term. And he is serving as the 6th Chief Minister of Sikkim since 2019. Then if we talk about Nayab Singh Saini, he became the Chief Minister of Haryana and he replaced whom? Manohar Lal Khattar. Next, name the launch vehicle developed by SpaceX that has recently completed their first full test flight returning to Earth, followed by a soft splashdown of the booster in the Gulf of Mexico and the spacecraft in the Indian Ocean. So it is Starship. Starship is basically, you can say, it is a combination of multiple Falcon 9 rockets that are combined together to make a single rocket. This is one of the largest launch vehicle of SpaceX, and they have completed the first full test flight returning to Earth, followed by a soft splashdown of the boosters in the Gulf of Mexico and the spacecraft in the Indian Ocean. This is your Starship. Then if we talk about Yunhai 302, remember it is of China and they have launched this, correct? This is a new satellite. Moving on, name the IoT enabled integrated generator monitoring and control system that was recently launched by Indian Army. So it is Vidyut Rakshak, right? Vice Chief of Army Staff of the Indian Army, Lieutenant General Upendra Dwivedi, has launched this Vidyut Rakshak. This was developed by Major Raj Prasad RS of the Army Design Bureau. And this Vidyut Rakshak, this is an Internet of Things IoT enabled integrated generator monitoring, protection and control system. Also remember, Indian Army declared the year 2024 as the year of tech absorption. As the year of tech absorption. Right, take a note of this. Apart from this, if we talk about Jugaad, remember Indian Army unveiled this anti-tank guided missile system mounted on a farm tractor, that is Jugaad. Next, name the personality who has recently become the youngest tribal woman to enter parliament from an underserved seat in Karnataka since independence. So, Priyanka Jarkhioli. I repeat, Priyanka Jarkhioli. He's Jarkhioli, and Priyanka is of Indian National Congress, and she became the youngest tribal woman. Youngest tribal women to enter parliament from an unreserved seat in Karnataka. Right. Next, name the company that has recently become the first Indian electric vehicle two-wheeler maker to receive the SEBI's approval for its IPO, aiming to raise 7,250 crore rupees. So it is Ola Electric Mobility. Next, which country has recently launched their space agency to lead policy and industrial development in its aerospace sector? It is South Korea. Correct? South Korea, they have officially launched their space agency, that is KASA. Korea Aerospace Administration, right? And this will be leading their country in their aerospace sector. Next, also remember South Korea, they are planning to launch a lander on the moon in 2032. Next is, which bank along with SBI has recently announced a huge fundraising plan to secure up to $3 billion through debt in 2025? It is Union Bank of India, right? They, along with State Bank of India, they are planning to announce a huge fundraising plan that will be securing $3 billion through debt in FY25. Moving on. Next, which organization has released the report titled Global Economic Prospectus for June 2024, stating that India's GDP growth projection for FY25 was received at 6.6%. It is World Bank, right? World Bank released their report titled Global Economic Prospectus of June 2024, and here they have also revised the India's GDP by 20 basis point to 6.7% for FY26 and 6.8% for FY27. Right? Also, if we are talking about global growth, make it 6.6%, right? Then if we are talking about global growth, the global growth for FY25 will remain stagnant around 2.6%. Next is, name the sports personalities who has recently won the Dilip Bose Lifetime Achievement Award from the All India Tennis Association. So Narsingh and Rohini Lokhande, they both are coaches and they both have won the Dilip Bose Lifetime Achievement Award from All India Tennis Association. Next is, who has won the men's single title at the French Open, also known as the Roland Garros, for the first time. So who won it for the first time? Carlos Alcaraz. right? He has won the men's single title at the French Open, and French Open is also known as Roland Garros. Then, who won the women's single title here? It was won by Iga Swiatek. It was won by Iga Swiatek. And Iga Swiatek is from which country? She is from Poland. Carlos Alcaraz, he is from which country? He is from Spain. He is 21 years of age. Next, name the Indian shooter who has recently won gold medal in the men's 10-meter air pistol category at the ISSF World Cup 2024 held in Munich, Germany. So, Sarabjot Singh. He is the Indian shooter who has won the gold medal in the 10-meter air pistol category at the ISSF World Cup 2024. Location for this becomes important. Where was this held? This was held in Munich, Germany. Next, in June, Indian biologist and wildlife conservation activist Dash passed away. So in June, Indian biologist and wildlife conservation activist Asir Jawahar Thomas John Singh has recently passed away. Right? He was awarded India's 4th highest civilian award, Padma Shri. Next, which ministry has recently announced the 3rd edition of the Antarashtriya Yoga Divas Media Samman? It is Ministry of IB, that is Information and Broadcasting. Right? They have recently announced the 3rd edition of the Antarashtriya Yoga Divas Media Samman. Then remember, if we talk about International Yoga Day, when do we observe Yoga Day? It is observed on 21st of June. Next, which company has recently launched the book My Gold Loan campaign featuring Shah Rukh Khan? So which company launched their book My Gold Loan campaign featuring Shah Rukh Khan? It is Muthoot Fincorp Limited. Right? Next, World Economic Forum, they have released the 18th Global Gender Gap Index in June, and India has ranked 129th among the 146 countries here. Question asked is, which of the following country has topped the index here? It is Iceland. Iceland secured the top position in this Global Gender Gap Index, and rank of India in this index is 129. Right? And here if we talk about Pakistan, Pakistan stood at 145th position. If we talk about Bangladesh, it was on 99th position. Next, which company has recently introduced India's first index fund focused on defense stocks listed in India? So which company has introduced India's first index fund focused on defense stocks listed in India? It is Motilal Oswal Asset Management Company Limited. Right? They have introduced the Motilal Oswal Nifty India Defense Index Fund. That is India's first index fund that will be focused on defense stocks. And the NFO for the scheme will be open for subscription from 13th of June till 24th of June. Next, who has been recently sworn in as the 18th Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, succeeding Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy, who served as the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh from 2019 to 2024. So, Chandrababu Naidu, he has been sworn in as the 18th Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. Next, if we talk about Nitish Kumar, remember he became the Chief Minister of Bihar, right, for the 9th time. Next, who recently became the 15th Chief Minister of Odisha, succeeding Naveen Patnaik, who served as the Chief Minister of Odisha from 2000 to 2024. So, Mohan Charan Majhi, right, he became the 15th Chief Minister of Odisha, succeeding Naveen Patnaik, who served as the Chief Minister of Odisha from 2000 to 2024. Next, in June, CCI has approved the acquisition of Global Infrastructure Management LLC by BlackRock Funding. So, CCI has approved the acquisition of Global Infrastructure Management by BlackRock Funding. Correct? Next, who recently in June 2024 has unveiled his autobiography titled I Have the Streets, a Kutti cricket story, written jointly with author Siddharth Monga. So, which is it? Who is that? Who has recently unveiled his autobiography? So, Ravichandran Ashwin. He is India's very famous bowler, right? He is related to which sport? Cricket. and he released his autobiography I Have the Streets, a Kutti cricket story. This book will be authored by, or this book will be published by Penguin Random House India. Next, when did IRDAI mandated insurance companies to offer a policy loan facility across all all insurance saving products according to its master circular on life insurance products? I repeat, which insurance when did IRDAI mandated the insurance company to offer a policy loan facility across all IRDAI products? So it is on 30th of September 2024. Correct? Next, 4 Indian companies were featured among the top 100 in Cantor Brands 2024 World's Most Valuable Global Brands report. Which company retained the first position globally for the third consecutive term? It is Apple, right? Apple has secured the first position for the third consecutive term and has also become the first global brand to surpass $1 trillion in valuation. Then from India, TCS was on 46th position. HDFC Bank on 47th, Airtel on 73rd position, and Infosys on 74th position. Next, who has recently taken oath as the Chief Minister of Arunachal Pradesh? So, Pema Khandu recently took oath as the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. Chavna May, he took oath as the Deputy Chief Minister of Arunachal Pradesh. And for Pema Khandu, remember, this will be his third consecutive term. Next, recently ACC has appointed Dash as the National Security Advisor of India, and Dash has been appointed as the Principal Secretary to the Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So Ajit Doval sir has been appointed as the National Security Advisor, and PK Mishra has been appointed as the Principal Secretary to the Prime Minister. So right option is option 1 here. Next, Indian Army has received India's first indigenous man-portable suicide drones Dash, which is designed and developed by Economics Explosive Limited. So Indian Army, they have received India's first indigenous man-portable suicide drone by the name Nagastra 1 that is designed and developed by Economics Explosive Limited. Right? Then this Drishti Starliner 10, right? This is a MALE, MALE, that is your medium altitude long endurance UAV manufactured by Adani Defence and Aerospace in Hyderabad, Telangana. Next, recently in June, the International Astronomical Union has named 3 newly discovered craters on the Mars and these craters were named by they were discovered by Physical Research Laboratory, that is a unit of Department of Space. The question here is that the biggest crater of the 3 is named after which cosmic ray physicist? So these new 3 craters on Mars, one among them was named after a professor and 2 after the 2 towns, that is one is in UP and one is in Bihar. So here it is Professor Devendra Lal, on behalf of which, to honor him, a crater, the biggest crater that was recently discovered, was named after him. Then apart from this, remember, first is Lal crater, second is Mursan crater, this is Mursan town, that is in UP. Then third is Hilsa crater. This Hilsa crater is a town in the Nalanda district of Bihar. Next, which country's National Meteorological Office has recently signed an MOU with India Meteorological Department to improve weather forecasting and monitoring? It is Dominican Republic. I repeat, Dominican Republic's National Meteorological Office has recently signed an MOU with IMD to improve weather forecasting and monitoring. Next is, as per the 2024 Environment Performance Index, India is ranked 176th out of 180 countries in the EPI, that is Environment Performance Index. Which is the country that secured the top position? It is Estonia that has secured the top position is this Environment Performance Index. So right option here is India is 176th position. Next, which country has recently become the most represented nation in the THE University Impact Ranking 2024 with 96 entries? It is our India. India secured on the top position with the maximum number entries, that is of 96 in this THE University Impact Ranking. It was followed by Turkey on second position with 91 entries. and Pakistan on third position with 89 universities. And the university that has topped in this THE University Impact Ranking is your Western Sydney University, that is in Australia. Next, name the company or organization that was recently selected by Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority as a system integrator for a period of 6 years. It is NEC Corporation India Private Limited. This was selected by PFRDA as a system integrator for a period of 6 years. We know that now everything is being shifted to digitization. Everything is getting digital. All the services are provided digital. Then there are various stacks, that is your cloud infrastructure, then web development, application development, right, your storage management and everything. So to integrate all this, here NEC Corporation India Private Limited was appointed. Next, who has been recently appointed as the president of South Africa? So Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa has been elected as the president of South Africa. Next, name the organization that has recently designated as the WHO Collaborating Center for Fundamental and Literary Research in Traditional Medicine. So it is NIIMH, that is your National Institute of Indian Medical Heritage of Hyderabad. Next, name the museum in India that has recently been shortlisted among the 7 most beautiful museums in the world under the prestigious Prix Versailles Award. It is Smritivan Earthquake Memorial. Where is this Smritivan Earthquake Memorial located? This is in Gujarat, in Bhuj, Gujarat. And it has been shortlisted among the 7 most beautiful museums in the world under the prestigious Prix Versailles Award. And this Smritivan in Kutch, this is a tribute to those who lost their life in the tragic earthquake of 2001. So friends, that's all for the day. Now let's move to some revision current affairs that will be very beneficial in your learning. Which country has stopped the foreign direct investment to India with 11.77 billion dollar in FY24 as per the Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade data. So DPIIT, they released the data and it stated that it is Singapore that has stopped the FDI in India, that is the highest contributor of FDI in India, and that is at $11.77 billion. Correct? Then if we are talking about the overall, that is the total FDI received by India. So the total FDI that was received by India has decreased by 3.5% in FY24 and it stands at $44.42 billion in FY24. Then highest is Singapore, then Mauritius was on the second position after Singapore. Next, according to Bloomberg Billionaires Index, Dash has reclaimed the title of Asia's richest person with a net worth of $111 billion. So Gautam Adani, right, he has reclaimed the title of Asia's richest person with a net worth of $111 billion. Mukesh Ambani was on the 12th position with $109 billion and Bernard Arnault secured the first position. Elon Musk secured the second position. Next, name the Indian diplomat who has recently retired from service after serving as India's permanent representative to United Nations in New York, USA from August 2022 to June 2024. So Ruchira Kamboj, India's permanent representative to United Nations, has retired after 35 years of service. Then she served as India's permanent representative to UN in New York, USA. Ruchira Kamboj, she was an Indian Foreign Service Officer of 1987 batch. She started her diplomatic career as the third secretary of India's embassy to France. Then here if we talk about Kamal Kishore, remember United Nations Security General Antonio Guterres has appointed Kamal Kishore of India as the Assistant Secretary General and Special Representative of the Security General for Disaster Risk Reduction under the United Nations Office for Disaster Risk Reduction. Next, who has been recently elected as the 7th President of Iceland? So Hala Tomaster, right, has been elected as the 7th president of Iceland. She will be succeeding whom? She will be succeeding Guani Thorlacius Johansson. She has been serving as the 6th president of Ireland. She will succeed him, and Guani Thorlacius. He has been serving as the 6th president of Iceland since 2016. And Hela Thomasdottir, she will become the second woman president of Iceland. Next, name the Indian cricketer who has announced his retirement from all the forms of cricket on 1st of June after playing for India for 20 years. So recently, Dinesh Karthik has announced retirement from all the forms of cricket on 1st of June after playing for India for 20 years. Next, remember UV, that is your Yuzvendra Chahal, right? He is a Indian spinner and he became the first Indian bowler to complete 350 wickets in T20 formats. Next, who won the women's single title at the Yonex Bonn International 2024? That is a Badminton World Federation Future Series event held from 29th of May to 1st of June in Germany. So Tanvi Sharma, right? She has won the women's single title at the Yonex Bonn International. Correct? Take a note of that. Tanvi Sharma, she's just 15 years of age. And this Yonex Bonn International, this is a Badminton World Federation Future Series event. Where was this held? Location is important, as the name suggests, Bonn. Where is Bonn? Bonn is in Germany. Correct? Next is in May, Kilauea volcano. That was in which country that erupted after 50 years? So Kilauea volcano is in Hawaii, that has erupted after 50 years. Next, name the country that was selected to host 81st annual general meeting of the International Air Transport Association in 2025. It is our India, right? So India will be, or India was selected as the host country. So India is the host of the 81st annual general meeting of the International Air Transport Association that is going to be held in 2025. And it is after a gap of 42 years that India will be hosting this event. Where will be it hosted in India too? It will be hosted in New Delhi and it will be hosted in 2025. Previously it was 1983 and 1958 that India hosted this IATA general, this annual general meeting of IATA. Next is which central university has recently signed 3 MOUs with Nokia, Placer India and Jacobs to strengthen the partnership between industry and academia. So in order to bridge the gap and strengthen the relationship partnership, the gap between the industry and academia, that is what is taught and how they are implemented in the practically in the industry. So to bridge that gap, recently which central university? It is Gati Shakti Vishwavidyalaya. They have partnered or they have signed 3 MOUs. These MOUs are with Nokia, Placer India and Jacobs. With Nokia, it will be working on a 5G and 6G generation of technology. With Placer India, they will be working on research and development or research and training of various topics for the students. And with Jacobs, they will enhance the research and teaching, especially in the semiconductor sector. With Jacobs, they will be this Gati Shakti Vishwavidyalaya, they signed this MOU to do research and development specifically in the semiconductor sector. With Placer India, it will be doing research and development and training specifically in the rail sector. And with Nokia, it will be 5G and 6G generation of technology. Next is which institute has recently received the Nelson Mandela Award for Health Promotion for 2024 from World Health Organization during the 77th World Health Assembly that was held in Geneva, Switzerland. So it is National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences of Bengaluru that has received the Nelson Mandela Award for Health Promotion for 2024. It was received by World Health Organization and it was during the 77th World Health Assembly. Where was this World Health Assembly held? It was held in Geneva, Switzerland. right? Then there is a theme on which this was based, theme being all for health, health for all. Next is name the personal finance mobile application that was recently launched by SEBI for investors. So it is Sarthi 2.0. This is the name of the mobile application launched by SEBI for investors. Correct? Take a note of this. This mobile application is basically user friendly and it will be helping them to simplify the financial concept. And apart from this, remember SEBI, they have also imposed a penalty of 2.5 lakh rupees on Semco Securities. Semco Securities. And they have also been debarred from onboarding new customers. Next is in May, Adani One and Dash jointly launched India's first co-branded credit card with airport-linked benefits in collaboration with the card network Visa. So Adani One, they have partnered with ICICI Bank and they have jointly launched a co-branded credit card with various facilities of airport also. So these cards, they are available in two variants, that is Adani One ICICI Bank signature credit card and second is Adani One ICICI Bank platinum credit card. Next remember, if we are talking about Axis Bank has launched a fixed deposit scheme for NRIs and here the fixed deposit will be done in the dollars. Next, who has been recently elected as the first women president of United Mexican State, that is of Mexico. So Claudia Sheinbaum, correct? She has become the first women president of Mexico, right? Next is name the China National Space Administration's lunar probe that has recently made a soft landing on the moon's far side to collect and return samples. It is Chang'e 6. This Chang'e 6, it is of China and this is basically a mission that landed on the far side of the moon where it will be collecting the samples and bringing back to Earth. Next, which organization has recently developed the computational fluid dynamics software named Parallel RANS Solver for aerospace vehicle aerothermodynamic analysis? That is your Prabha. So question is, in simplified way, which organization developed the computational fluid dynamics software? Prabha. Prabha is basically to test the aerodynamic structures of any spacecraft, your rocket, satellites, etc. Right? What is aerodynamic? How is the flow of air around that particular object? Right? So question asked is this Prabha software, and this is the full form, was launched by which organization? So this Prabha, it was launched by ISRO. Correct? Take a note of this. Important question. Next is name the satellite that was recently launched by European Space Agency to study the role of clouds and aerosols in Earth's climate. So what is the name of that satellite? It is EarthCare. This was launched by which organization? European Space Agency, and this will be studying the climate, basically the role of clouds and aerosols, that how they are formed, what are their impact on the climate change. And this EarthCare, this is a joint venture between ESA and JAXA. JAXA is the space agency of Japan. Correct? Then this space, what does this space stands for? Plankton Aerospace Cloud Ecosystem, Ocean Ecosystem. This was launched by NASA. Right? Take a note of this. Next, the 18th Lok Sabha elections were held across India from 19th of April to 1st of June. India created a world record for the highest number of participants in the election with how many votes? With 64.2 crore votes that were given. Next, who has been recently awarded the International Buddha Peace Award at the Saddhama Jyotika Dhaja. This is the title conferring the ceremony. So who has been awarded with this International Buddha Peace Prize at this title conferring the ceremony? So he will be Dr. Rashmi Saluja. Correct? Dr. Rashmi Saluja contribute towards promoting peace and global harmony, and he was awarded with International Buddha Peace Prize Award during the ceremony. Correct? Take a note of this. And she has been honored with this award.